Tonight, the Republican-controlled state election board wants to reopen a dispute over the 2020 presidential election. The board voted this week to seek the help of the Department of Justice in a dispute that many thought had been settled. 11 Alive's Doug Richards has more on what they're doing and why.
When Georgia voters narrowly gave the state's electoral votes to Democrat Joe Biden in 2020, it launched a string of efforts by some Republicans to flip the state back to Donald Trump, most famously by Trump himself in a phone call with the Secretary of State.
And this case is not closed.
Now state election board member Janice Johnston wants to reopen the case in Georgia.
Janice Johnston.
A year ago, Trump introduced Johnston as a supporter at an Atlanta rally.
Thank you. What a job. Thank you.
Three of the election board's Republicans passed Johnston's resolution seeking help from Trump's U.S. Justice Department to re-examine the 2020 election in Fulton County. Opponents argued the case had already been decided.
I think this was a blatant overreach of power to threaten local election officials with the threat of federal prosecution and investigation for a case that has already been examined many times.
It is not dismissed. It has not been complied with.
But Trump backers disagree. Republican Party Chairman Josh McCoon wrote on X, "It is essential that all relevant authorities, including local and federal partners like the Department of Justice, are engaged to ensure that all voting records and documents are obtained and reviewed." The resolution calls for the Secretary of State to potentially engage the Department of Justice's help in investigating 2020. The Secretary of State has been a defender of Georgia's handling of that election. Doug Richards, 11 Alive News.
The Secretary of State's office says it has not yet officially received any request from the election board.